What is going on, guys and girls? It is GhostRobo, and today we have a very cool game to share with you. I'm joined by my partner in puzzles, otherwise known as my brother, Jake, and the game is called Terrene Odyssey. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I love card and board games, and basically, this is the best attempt I've ever seen at converting video game battle mechanics into a physical game. So it's a card game. You build a 30-card deck. You pick your party of characters, you assign them items and commands, you choose a terrain card that dictates your action, and then you go to work battling against your foe. Now, straight up, right off the bat, I am in no way affiliated with this game. I didn't help design it. I'm not getting paid to speak positively. I just think it's really fun. I had an opportunity to play it, and both of us have enjoyed it tremendously, and hope to God it gets funded. It's on Kickstarter, and it definitely could use a little bit of a bump. I've backed it already. I want to play it. More than even it getting made, I think, my biggest goal is that I get to play it, because I really, really enjoy it. Let me show you some of the cards. You have characters, you have terrain, you have items, and in some ways that looks pretty typical. A lot of card games involve these same kinds of cards and mechanics, but what makes this different is that you're building your party, and they've really focused on, like, hey, what makes an RPG encounter in a video game feel like it does, and how can we kind of replicate that in a card game? So you're not like moving cards around a board, you're not, you know, just summoning monsters and having them die. There's this real tie.
Having them die?
Well, that's what happens when you summon monsters, typically.
I summon you to die.
How many times do you summon a monster and it just stays with you forever? There's that inevitable.
With it. Okay.
So here there's a real tie to assigning items to your characters, having them effectively use them. It's much more about assembling the right group of characters with the right items, and then you can choose to dismiss some of them, to send someone else in, and there is a definite tactics to it that I just don't feel in a lot of games that are striving for this style. Now, you win by either depleting your opponent's life points or by wiping their party, which I think is another cool mechanic. It's not strictly relying on taking your opponent from 50 to 0. There's another way to win. So the system that to me separates this from the competition is the action point system that is based on your terrain card. If we look at one here, you'll see that it dictates how many actions you can take, and these actions might be using an item, they might be using a special ability of a character, they might be attacking, or you may choose to save some of them for later use on your opponent's turn. And this all fits in to really feel like a video game battle, and not in a cheesy, cheap way, but in a very tactical way that reminds me, like, hey, I'm playing Final Fantasy in real life, and that feels super cool. So the characters each have their own worth, and you're able to assemble a group of them at the start of the game. Now, throughout the game, you may choose to disassemble this team and rebuild it in a different fashion. You get 4 supply points to use, and while at the beginning of the game, you start with 4 1 supply characters, later on you may choose to have 2 supply characters, or even 1 4 supply character, depending on how you want to use your team. Again, you have to be careful, because if you run out of characters, if your field is wiped, just like if you lost all party members in Pokemon or whatnot, you go down and that's the end of it. So it's a little bit of a risk-reward system there in terms of how much power do you want to delineate between your characters. A lot of really good interlocking systems here that I feel work beautifully to create a super, super fun card game that really took me by surprise. Even though this is just a preview build, it has a very high quality and professional feel. From the art to the mechanics to the rules, it's all well done. Now, there is a little bit of a learning curve, but once we got the hang of things and didn't have to rely on the rulebook every few seconds, it became super intense.
Yeah, and there's like a feeling that you can really chain stuff together if you think ahead and like get used to your deck and what your characters can do and what type of items you have, and then you can, like, I basically finished you off one time in one of my turns.
You pulled off this, like,
huge combo.
Super play, because you can't build the party just like you would in an RPG video game. You can build your party to sort of, like he mentioned, work off of each other and then build these kind of epic comebacks, mount these huge attacks that then totally change the shift of battle.
And it's like a string of attacks and combos.
And SK.
An SK, the art
historian. Jake's favorite character in the game. The art is pretty darn cool. I like the variety of characters. I will say that I wish they were named a little differently. That's probably my only gripe with the game. I know it's a silly one, it doesn't affect things, but some of the names are a little bit weird, like SK, the art historian.
Why is he an art historian if he's like the leader of the team? I will fight you with paintings.
Throughout battle, as you defeat opponents, your characters will level up, gain new abilities, and boost their attack and defense, which I think is, again, a nice callback to sort of the gaming sphere.
And the characters just feel like they're each worth something, that you're not just throwing out pieces of paper like with numbers on them. They each have their own like abilities and names and things that they can level up.
They've kind of built them as party members, and more than just like Vesuvius, the Swamp King, who you throw out there and he has, you know, 1200 HP and he's dead. These guys are like, I'm putting this person in the field.
And you assign them items, and you can trade items with each other.
Right, so it gives them more of a
three-dimensional field.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find more information down at the link in the description below, as well as the Kickstarter page where you can back this project. Now, the way that they've set it up is these different decks as well as an overall card pool. So you can use their predetermined decks to duke it out, or you can build your own. I personally backed the big box set, which comes with 6 characters and a bunch of cards. So you can either play as one of their predetermined decks or battle with your own. I strongly encourage you to support this if it looks like something you'd be interested in. I want to play it. I want to play it. I was able to test out a version with 2 characters. They're so awesome. I want to see what more characters are like, what more styles of play are like, and how you could then build sort of your own party outside of your own combos, outside of the realms of each individual deck. It's a lot of fun. Terrene Odyssey. Go check it out. Like I said, I play a bunch of board games, a bunch of card games, and it's quite rare for one to surprise me. And I'll be perfectly honest, I went in thinking, this looks very similar to a lot of other card games with characters that they do battle and have HP and do attacks. Nah. Trust me, this feels different. It's a lot of fun, and it really does exude that video game flair that I think is perfect for you guys in the GhostRobo army, and it feels really perfect for me. In fact, we're going to go play right now, so you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Check it out. Link in the description below. Terrene Odyssey Kickstarter. It's got a couple days left, so go show it some love so we can all play more of it. Until that time, though, guys and girls, Jake, thanks for joining me, my puzzle partner. Until next time, everybody, have a nice day. Drink some hot chocolate, and we'll see you all later. SK, why do you have feathers on your hat?
That's a good question. It's because I'm a bird.
With you, I'm joined by my partner in puzzles, Jake, my brother, and the game I want to tell you about is called... Okay, let me reveal it!
I want to open the present!
I have no affiliation with designing this game. My name isn't on the box. They didn't pay me to speak positively. Your sarcasm is not appreciated. Take 6! Let me show you some of the cards. Me and Jake have enjoyed it thoroughly.
These are all upside down. Oh.
They were all right side up.
No, they weren't!
Okay. Take 7. What is going on? What is going on, guys and girls? It is GhostRobo. I'm really sweating. My legs are sweating because of you. We've got a game for you. Okay, stop. Why are you trying to rub my biceps?
Tricep. Or is that close to bicep?
I've got the cards of power. I've got the cards of might. Get ready for battle. I'm gonna bring the fight. I'm gonna bring the fight. Get ready for battle, 'cause I'm gonna bring the fight.